Hi, my pickles. Oh, I've got so much fun showing things. Yep, keto, under 20. And I bought a case of the Mountain Valley spring water. Okay. And it's got in it calcium, magnesium, potassium, and interestingly, no salt, sodium free. But, so I've been listening to Chris Kruger because one of the pickles said, "Have you listened to Chris Kruger?" And it's like, no, I haven't. So I started to listen to him, and he's absolutely in love with this water. Okay, so Greg has been teasing me. He told me after the first bottle that I looked 10 years younger. I don't believe him. But, yeah, so I went to Whole Foods, and I got this case, and it was on sale. And I'm telling you, the stuff that I've been buying at Whole Foods is cheaper than Stop and Shop and Shaw's. It's like, who knew? I mean, we're talking the organic heavy whipping cream, the organic half and half, the Vital eggs, the whole case was 12 bottles, and it's 1 liter, and it was $19, I think. And it's that heavy glass, and I have a chip on my front tooth, and just drinking from this, it just reminds me of Canada Dry Ginger Ale that I had, and it was Kennedy's funeral, and it was on TV, which was like such a big, big thing to have a live thing of his funeral after he was assassinated. So it's 1963, and I chipped my tooth on the Canada Dry ginger ale. So that's my fun here. They do have home delivery. I looked it up, and they have enhanced water with a little flavoring. They've got pomegranate and blueberry and things like that. And then they have the bubbly, and you can order it in your choice of glass or plastic. And then they have a 2.5 gallon and a 5 gallon, those great big juggy things like you see with Poland Springs. So I think I sent them an email, but maybe not. I'll resend it and see what kind of options it gives. But I opened it up and I handed it to Greg, and he said, "Here, this is what this guy recommends on his keto channel." And so he took a couple of glugs, and I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "It just tastes like effing water to me." But I like it, and I feel like it's the fountain of youth. It's the only water I've ever bought that on the back it says what it's got in it. So, anyway, just a fun thing, along with my keto bathrobe. And today is definitely a bathrobe day. It is cold, it is dreary, it is drizzly. It's Labor Day weekend. It feels more like Columbus Day weekend. So I've got one of my overnights under my belt, and I've got 2 more to go. So I will do that, and that's my big work week, and I'll take the extra shift when I can get it. So that's my fun. And tonight is our steak night, and Greg already has the big green egg fired up, and the asparagus, the cauliflower, and the Brussels sprouts are on there. And then we've got some wild, fresh-caught swordfish and 2 porterhouse steaks from BJ's going on there. So that's the fun in our neighborhood, and we will be enjoying that in an hour and a half or so. And then I go back to bed, and then I get up and I do it again. Because that's how long weekends roll when you do overnights. Yep. So, I've got the SmackDown coming tomorrow. That'll be Tuesday morning. And this is just a little basic chit-chat. I've got all of my veggies in. This is the day that I allow a little bit extra carbs because I'm having Brussels sprouts, cauliflower crumbles, and asparagus. And last night I had leftover salad. I could not finish my salad that I had with my Kobe beef burger. And that was a first, because usually I eat everything, that's on my plate. So I was very excited about that. So I had that this morning, and or for my first meal. Yeah, it was like 11:30, and then the steak and the veggies in an hour or two. So life is good here. It's all keto all the time. And I don't know if any of you have ever listened to Scott the truck driver, but Mike from Keto Mad suggested him to me, and I messaged him that he should have warned me to wear Depends. His language is very, very salty, and when I mentioned him in a comment, people said yes, they had heard of him, and they could have warned me. But after a while, you don't hear it because he really knows his stuff, and I do appreciate his honesty. And my first podcast, it was like watching Chris Kruger. My first one of him was about Oprah and the Weight Watchers food plan, and this one was about being, from Scott, it was about being a vegan. And so I always like the contrarian opinions. Scott is a sometimes keto guy, and in his head he's 100% keto, but then he gets a little derailed when he has some standard American diet stuff. But if you think it's impossible to have one F-bomb and one S-word in a sentence, I've heard him with 2 F-bombs and 1 S-word in just one sentence. So he is spicy and salty. He's a truck driver, I guess, So, the reason I'm you got to try him to understand what I'm saying. I when I suggest that I'm looking for new people, I'm always curious about what's going on. And now that it's going to be after Labor Day in a few days, it'll be real interesting to see who pops up, who's coming back. I'm always interested in people coming back and wanting to jump back on and get what they had before. They had a little hiatus, and it happens. And it's the same way in 12-step programs. Just because somebody hits it and thinks that this program is wonderful, they have slips and relapses and all that stuff too. It is what it is, and it takes what it takes. And it's just, each journey is different. And I'm very glad that I hit keto, loved keto, I'm adapted to keto, and I'm very, very happy with keto. The only thing I've adjusted is after, I think 8 months, I've added a few more carbs in the form of more veggies to my world. Like tomorrow, when I get home from work, I will be sauteing my bag of, Perinos, it's the organic green beans, and I will be sauteing them in my copper pan, my Copper Chef copper pan, the high-sided one, with some bacon fat, and then I will dole out 80-gram portions. And so tomorrow night I will have 80 grams of the organic green beans along with the salad and the swordfish. What could be better than that? And so life is good. Here it is on Vegetable Boulevard here, and I feel like I'm living the dream with this food plan. My craziness has slowed down in my head. I'm not wondering where the next meal is and how I'm going to do it and if I can fit in something and thinking of keto-fied things. A couple of people have said they've just stayed away from gatherings this weekend. They felt that that was the safest thing to do in light of their own keto plan, and I heartily agreed with them. That's how I feel too. That's the safest way for me to be safe. And because I have 2 excellent meals planned where you can't get better than that. And last night with the Kobe burgers from Stop and Shop, which are 73.27 fat. Love them. It's a 5-ounce patty, so after you cook it, there's like this much fat in the skillet, the skillet. So it's loaded, and I enjoyed it. And I don't know if it was the fat in that or having having a bunch. Somebody gave me some cucumbers from their garden, so I had a big hunk of that, tracked and weighed. And I'm not sure if it was the cucumber that began to fill me up, so I couldn't finish the salad. No complaints from me, though. Going to bed happy and humming with a full belly of keto foods, not the food coma type things from the pastas and the breads that I used to partake in. And I'm also going to be making with some grass-fed burger and some organic zucchini and the Rouse sauce and the Calabra, which I already did a little mini review of because there's only 2 carbs and 2 ounces of ricotta. I am going, and I've got some Organic Valley organic mozzarella. I'm going to be making a little zucchini lasagna in the individual ones. Oh, can't wait for that too. So as you can see, I've got a nice week's worth of meals on deck. I was going to buy a lamb rack yesterday to cook, but they only had 8 lamb chops, and I'm good for 4, but I know Greg is good for like 6. So it would have to be a bigger rack than that. So that didn't get purchased, but that's okay. As you can tell, I've got some good things lined up, and then leftovers from the steak from tonight as well. So tune in again. Wouldn't you like to come here for dinner tonight? Or maybe tomorrow night with the swordfish? Oh, life doesn't get better than this, you know? And we're not spending a ton of money because it's quality and it goes a long way. I love keto. I love keto under 20. I love keto under 25. And I love all my people that are here. Keep commenting. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you the next time with the Sarah Smackdown, meant with the good intentions of love and support. Bye-bye for now.